And now to our second leading story. Around 180 Russian military instructors are said to be settled in the Central African Republic, CAR, since last December with weapons. And Moscow wants to equip 2 battalions of the CAR army, totaling 1,300 men, after being given a go-ahead by the UN, when the CAR's leaders asked it to provide weapons for units being formed by the European Union.
In December, Moscow obtained a partial lifting of the arms embargo on the country. Since 2013. Russia has been granted an exemption for a planned delivery 3 times: December, February and April. Weapons designed to equip the 2 battalions already formed by the European Union, soon to be joined by a 3rd, whose field deployment is scheduled for the first quarter of 2018. This Russian presence worries Bangui and other chancelleries. In order to understand this Russian diplomatic offensive in CAR, we have online from Paris Roland Machal, in charge of research at the Center for International Studies and Research Science. Hello, Machal. In December, Russia donated arms to the Central African Republic and at the same time sent a Russian Special Forces unit on site. What analysis do you make of this deal? Russia has offered the Central African government arms, the authorization to import these weapons, following the legal procedure of the discussions in the Security Council, since you know that the Central African Republic is under embargo. So from the point of view, if you want military equipment to be delivered, I think we are happy where we are less, but in all cases the legal procedures have been followed. In the same way it has been, but it is a state-to-state agreement, which is not an international resolution. In the same way, the Central African government has obtained from the Russian government the dispatch of approximately 180 people, trainers, who will be present in the Central African Republic to form a contingent which was to rise around 1,300 men. From this point of view, again, formally, it is a bit difficult to ask questions. Obviously, some may be unhappy, but legally, there are no problems.
Évidemment, certains peuvent être mécontents, mais légalement, il n'y a pas de problème.
The agreement between the 2 countries has been reached in accordance with the procedures of the United Security Council. You say because of the arms embargo on CAR.
Where
the problems begin is a document circulate in Bangui certifying the idea that the Central African government has in fact granted mining and diamond concessions to the Russian government, and that these agreements have not been approved by the Parliament office in accordance with the Constitution. So, there is a scent of illegality. And of course, when you talk about mining contracts in the Central African Republic, everyone thinks that there is still no proof of this. But certainly, from a legal point of view, the process is not finalized. So it is surprising that the CAR shows such ill will under conditions where doubt is allowed.
Mauvaise volonté dans des conditions où quand même le doute est permis.
Russia, which is moving forward on a terrain considered to be considered by France in terms of cooperation as a kind of mistrust of French intervention in the Central African crisis.
The
fact that this is happening in the Central African Republic, you can actually think that way, but it is an opinion that the Russians are not unhappy to make a little bit of a picnic in French territory. Insofar as it appears in CAR, in the international discourse, we can challenge it in reality. But in any case, the international discourse, and that one like a little French sandbox, this is the last of the last French colonies. It is always described in rather caricatured way way, even if the reality is not necessarily very close in these descriptions. And so intervening where the French claim to be the most influential is obviously a small humiliation, a small stone in the French garden, whatever they say. And it is undoubtedly one more way of showing the French how dissatisfied Russia was with the policy pursued by Nicolas Sarkozy, but supported by all other French political forces at the time of the Libyan crisis, and the extremely radical reading he gave at the time of the Security Council resolution, which, under the pretext of saving the people of Benghazi, enabled the French, British and American air forces to accelerate or allow the departure and finally the death of dictator Muammar Gaddafi.
De permettre le départ et finalement la mort de Muammar Kadhafi.
Alors pour terminer, Monsieur Marshall.
Finally, Marshall, can Russia be the solution to the Central African crisis?
La crise en Centrafrique, elle est réelle.
The crisis in Central African Republic is real. It is deep. When you leave Bangui or when you leave the city center, which may be the internationals don't do often. From that point, Russians, regardless of their military strength, will find themselves very quickly subjected to the same threats, the same insecurity that afflicts all other foreign humanitarian or UN personnel. And so, it is not certain that the Russians will want to stay too long in a country that is not absolutely peaceful. And then, on the other hand, it is not just a few dozen special forces and a few thousand pistols that we can restore peace and a thriving economic climate in a country in Central Africa.
La paix et le climat économique florissant dans un pays en Afrique centrale.